really that way. Bend down.
Cool feedback.
And I did
Oh,
yeah,
that's a little bit more.
So I'm actually about to
Okay, bend down. Open your mouth.
What are you doing?
She didn't just walk in and light up a room, she lit up the world.
She was always smiley, and she had the biggest dimples ever.
And it didn't matter if you were, 3 years old or the janitor at her high school. She was friends with everyone. And she took pride in that. It was never quiet. There was always noise and laughter and cartwheels.
She's so into cheer, she'd literally do somersaults and cartwheels and like backflips down the hall.
We'd give her a new skill to work on, and she would have it by the end of practice. And she was very enthusiastic, and she wanted to show you right away, and she would always say, one more time, just one more time.
Yeah, me and Ryan were close because I would take her home from school. I would take her to school. On Wednesdays, I took her to cheer practice. Yeah, we would go to the mall every time I got paid, and I would always blow my paycheck with her.
My girls, they wanted to hang out with each other over friends.
Yeah, I think she looked up to me.
Riley was the driver, and Abby, her friend, was in the passenger, and then Ryan was sitting in the back seat. They get in the car and they start heading home. And Riley's friend grabbed her phone and started playing songs. I got about a half a mile, and there had been an accident down the road which had backed up traffic.
As we were coming up over the hill, I saw a white car stopped, and so I immediately slammed on my brakes.
But when the next car was coming, the girl was on speakerphone with her mom and was looking down at her phone. So when she came up over the hill, she wasn't paying attention to see that the traffic was stopped. And when she finally looked up and slammed on the brakes, it was too late, and she hit Ryan directly at 34 miles per hour.
All I cared about was getting Ryan out of the car. And so she was pressed up against the back passenger seat, and all I cared about was getting that seat off of her.
Riley had called me, and she was hysterical.
And I was just kind of screaming in the middle of the road, saying that my sister was in the car, and I felt like no one was listening to me.
The scene was chaotic. When I ran up, I saw Ryan on the ground.
One of the deputy sheriffs calls me, and he tells me that they're life-flighting Ryan. When I got into the emergency room, they let me go see Riley. When I saw Riley, she was on a stretcher, and the deputy sheriff and the chaplain came. And I'm like, why the chaplain? Because in the movies, you just know it's not good.
And I asked, I was like, is my sister okay? And is she breathing? And he said yes, but it turns out she died on impact.
And then the next day, it was like, she wasn't there. And after school, I got the email that my best friend has died.
When Ryan was around, it was never quiet. It was all the time, non-stop. And now it's just quiet. And I don't like it.
We would give anything to have her walk through that front door and say, let me show you just one more time. We would give anything.
I went to our text messages, and I'll miss her a lot, especially since I didn't get to see her last day.
One girl came to the funeral, and she said that she didn't know what to do because Ryan was her only friend.
Ryan's death was 100% preventable. We have a big responsibility every time we get behind the wheel of that car.
What led to the crash that day was a bunch of unexperienced high school students who were excited to get home, not paying attention.
People were on their phone. People were listening to music. Speed might have been a factor. Just general inattention to what was going on the road at the time.
Teens have this invincibility complex or mindset, which I had at one point, where I thought nothing bad could ever happen to me. But it does, and it did.
Parents need to teach their kids that as passengers, they need to make sure that that car ride is safe. And if it's not, then they need to speak up. When their head is down on the phone, they're not paying attention, and that extra set of eyes could make all the difference. Just pay attention, speak up, and look ahead.
When something tragic like this happens, we all rally around it. We say we're going to change, and maybe we do something temporary, but we need to start thinking long term. We need to start thinking about the choices that we make and how it affects not only us, but how it affects the people around us.
You might think that you're the best driver, but in a situation, that 1 second or half second that you make the choice to change the station or change the playlist on your Spotify or talk to your passenger or talk on your phone, you're taking somebody else's life in your hands.
Are you going? No! Are you going?
Yes.
Oh, this is Ryan from Norwest Middle School, and you're Avery here. And I'm from